Holy crap, are you guys rolling? Look at this. That is a CowKiller. We literally were out here filming me getting stung by a giant desert hairy scorpion, and we were taking a break, and I came over to this pasture and I saw this CowKiller scurrying around. Oh, they're fast. They're super fast. Got it. Woo! All right, I think it's my turn to go arm to stinger with one of the most painful stinging insects on the planet, the CowKiller of Arizona. Let's go, guys. The CowKiller is what the velvet ant is called in the United States because they are often found in cow pastures, and their sting is said to be so horrible that it's painful enough to kill a cow. We don't even have to set up the sting table. It's already set up. Luckily, the sting of that giant desert hairy scorpion wasn't that bad. Oh my God, the venom spray, did you see that? So I'm gonna be able to hopefully endure one more before we head home. This is the insect responsible for our most famous viral video ever, with over 83 million views. But I haven't yet taken the sting from this one.
Okay, let me get back here.
You all right? And not only am I going to attempt this sting test, but I will also be putting the most famous sting in Brave Wilderness history on our brand new and improved Bite Sting Index, where I will rank this sting on intimidation, pain, and aftermath, ranking each from 1 to 10, and then taking the average score to see where the CowKiller falls on the official Brave Wilderness BSI. So the first impressions of this CowKiller, which is a velvet ant, is that it looks a lot different than the CowKiller that stung coyote years ago. It has the exact same patterning and fur, but instead of a red abdomen, it has almost like a burnt orange coloration. And that's the cool thing about velvet ants. They come in a variety of shapes, patterns, and colors. And velvet ant species can be found all over the Americas, but I happen to think the ones here in the southwestern United States are some of the coolest looking of all the species. It's called a velvet ant, but it's not a species of ant at all. In fact, it is a wingless wasp. The males of this species actually have wings and fly around, but they don't have stingers. Only the female velvet ants have stingers, so we know because this one doesn't have wings, it's definitely gonna be able to give me a sting. Now, I have been stung by another species of velvet ant before, the panda ant, where I was the first person to ever document being stung by this species down in Chile. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. I saw a lot of the comments. People were asking, hey, how does that stack up to the velvet ant in Arizona? And I didn't know because I've never been stung by one. Well, I'm about to find out, and so are all of you. Oh man, the reality of this just set in. I have the sting kill out. I will treat this sting with the sting kill as well. This is not a paid ad. This is just something I'm curious about. Of course, I've got an EpiPen just in case I have any kind of crazy allergic reactions. This is a first aid device that will help me get to emergency medical attention should I need it. Hopefully this is just a lot of pain and we don't have to go down that route. And with that, let's get a look at the stinger of this insect. So this is always the tricky part, getting a grip. And they're called the indestructible insect because their exoskeleton, their body, is so strong. It is way stronger than most insects. So I'm not gonna be able to crush it or hurt it whatsoever. Oh, you guys hear that? I already heard something that I was curious about. These insects have the ability to actually emit a squeak that's called stridulation. It's a warning distress signal, an alarm siren, if you will. And this one, I just heard it. Hear that? You guys hear it? Get your cameras close. You'll be able to hear it. Not quite as noisy as the panda ant, but you can definitely hear it. But don't worry, I'm not hurting this insect at all. Now the stinger, look at how long it is. Oh my gosh, look at that stinger. The stinger of the CowKiller is one of the longest stingers of all insects. In fact, to the body size ratio, it has the longest stinger of any stinging insect on the planet. Wow. And because this one is bigger, that stinger is much larger than the panda ant I was stung by in Chile. Wow, that stinger is seriously large. Okay, I think it is time to test out the sting of this fuzzy little insect. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to attempt to let the CowKiller sting me on its own. In order to do that, we're gonna put it back in the container, and I'm going to just place it right on the usual spot. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, I can feel the fuzz. Oh, abdomen's like right against my skin. This is nerve-wracking. I can see the CowKiller's trying to get out of the glass. Just as I thought, not gonna sting on its own. Here we go, I'm gonna flip it over. Woo! All right, hang on. Whew. That'll get your nerves going. Whew. Okay. All right, so you don't really need to worry about taking a sting from this insect unless you really antagonize it by trying to grab it or hold it with a pair of forceps and let it sting you that way, which is what I'm about to do next, because I'm very curious how it stacks up to the velvet ants of South America. Moment's setting in that I'm actually gonna take a sting. All right, let's get a good grip. Just gonna get it right on the back there. There we go. Okay, it's getting warm. She's getting fired up. You can see where I had the glass placed earlier to prove that she wasn't gonna sting me on her own, but she's definitely gonna sting me now. That stinger is firing. You guys got your shot? I'm gonna do it right in the center of that sting zone. All right, I'm Mark Benz, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the velvet ant, the CowKiller of the Southwest. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, she's biting me. Nothing yet. I got that stinger. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Whoa. Way. Oh. Yeah. Stinger's in. Wow. Yeah, that is way worse than the Panda Ant. Way worse.
What's it feel like, Mark?
Oh, it burns. It really burns. Here, I'm gonna put her back. Yeah, that burns. That definitely burns. She nailed me right there. See that? See that red spot? Oh man, that is gonna swell. That is searing pain. Way worse than the Panda Ant. Like times 10 worse. That is a for real sting. Holy moly. Yeah, that's one of the better ones I've taken. It is, hang on. Wow, I got hit 3 times. 1, 2, 3, the worst one being right there in the middle. And I felt that stinger go all the way in. I mean, probably like at least a 1/4 inch underneath the skin. You can see that there's a little bit of a blood spot, a little bit of redness there from like some hemorrhaging underneath the skin, but you can really see the blotchiness starting to go. I can already tell you right now, the swelling from this tomorrow is going to be so much worse than it is right now, but right now I'm feeling the effects of the venom, the pain, and it is time for me, I think, to get a little bit of sting kill on this sting. Let's go. Hopefully help cool down the burn I'm feeling on my skin. Oh yeah, that's like a dull pain. Cool relief though. Yeah, this sting is way more powerful than the Panda Ant. I don't know if it's a size thing or if it's just generally the Southwest velvet ants, the CowKillers are just that much more painful, but that was a wallop. I'm glad to have a little something to help put out the burn from that pain. I can tell you right now though, tomorrow is gonna be the worst day of this. We're gonna have to monitor this thing for the next 24 to 48 hours. I am by no means out of the woods. And now it's time to break down this sting and give the CowKiller its official ranking on the Bite Sting Index. For intimidation, I give the CowKiller a 7.5 out of 10. Even though they are fuzzy and colorful, once you see that stinger all the way out, all bets are off, and you know it means business. As for pain, I was super shocked by this one because I thought it would be at least similar to the Panda Ant. I was definitely wrong. It was many times worse, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Lastly, the aftermath. The swelling and the pain spiked big time in the hours following the sting and well into the next day. While it is by no means a bullet ant, it definitely hurts for a good long while, and I would say the aftermath is much worse than the sting itself, giving it an 8.5 out of 10. That total score gives the CowKiller an official BSI rating of an 8. That is the highest ranking so far, and a lot of bang pow for such a tiny creature.
If you didn't know yet, this is Augie, and he's my best friend. Augie deserves the best, so about a month ago, I started feeding him Mave, a human-grade, protein-rich, raw food for dogs. Every bowl is packed with lean protein, vitamin-rich organ meat, fresh produce, and personalized supplements. Mave is made out of the highest quality ingredients, and they're flash frozen for optimal nutrient absorption. Oh, you ready? Playtime is Augie's favorite part of the day, and I love using these Mave treats as a reward so we can teach him how to play catch. Bring it back! It's amazing to see how much energy he has lately. He's such a good boy. He really is the friendliest dog in the world, and I want to feed him the best food that I can. Switching to a raw food diet has helped support his health and longevity, letting him live his best life. And it brings me peace of mind knowing that I'm feeding Augie a diet that supports his active lifestyle. Now, I'm not just saying this. I feel like his coat has gotten even shinier since we switched to this diet. They say 90% of dog parents see health improvements when they switch their pup to a raw food diet. Have you ever tried a raw food diet? Let me know what changes you've seen in your pup. All right, now back to the action. Go get it!
Tonight, I am on the hunt for the only deadly scorpion to live in the United States. This is a creature that should be avoided at all costs, but if I can catch an Arizona bark scorpion, I will intentionally take a sting, describe the pain, and show you an experience that has caused multiple human fatalities. Black light on, let's get searching. Over the years, I have been no stranger to experimenting with stings from the world's most painful creatures. But after surviving a horrible stonefish sting in Australia, I thought the worst pain I could experience had been set. That is, until this video. The bark scorpion is the only scorpion in the United States that is known to possess a potentially life-threatening sting. Every year, hundreds of cases are treated in hospitals all throughout the Southwest. So as much as this video will be shocking to some, it's an important lesson on how to identify this dangerous scorpion if you ever find yourself in this terrifying situation. So the sun has completely set, and you can see how much area I can cover with my blacklight. Now, the reason I am using the beast, as we call it, as a tool for tonight's search is because, like almost every scorpion on the planet, the Arizona bark scorpion will glow green underneath the blacklight. Now, this flat area, not a bad place to look for scorpions. You can find them here, but the best place to look, down in the wash, which is just ahead. Let's go this way. So this is a scorpion hole. No scorpion, but see how it's long ways? That's from the pinchers coming out this way. That's a big scorpion den right there. Got a scorpion right here. Scorpion. Can't tell what kind it is, but I definitely have one. See it right here? Right there? I'm going to carefully move around here. Oh, it's on to me. Got him. All right. Yep, it's gonna pinch me a little bit, and then before it calms down. Okay, look at that venom at the tip of the tail. Let go of me. I've got a good hold. Look at that. I mean, unmistakable, right? Like, you are not gonna miss something glowing out here in the desert that color. But unfortunately, this is not the bark scorpion that we are looking for. This is actually a very small desert hairy scorpion, one that I have already been stung by. Oh, you're pinching me. One that I have already been stung by for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, but this is a good sign that there are scorpions on the move. Let's put this little desert hairy back down where we found it and keep searching. Bye, buddy.
Got a scorpion. Oh. Don't spook it. Got it. Oh my goodness. Bark scorpion. Bark scorpion. Look at that. This is the most dangerous scorpion in all of North America, and one that has actually been responsible for human deaths. Okay, get in jar. Relax. Woo! Okay. Oh, I cannot believe we found it. We were about to give up and head home for the night. Sure enough, this is the scorpion that I will now go up against to show you what it's like to get stung by one of the most feared arachnids in the world, the bark scorpion of the United States. Let's go set up the sting table. Here we go. That is the real deal, the bark scorpion. When it comes to scorpions that can be potentially dangerous and even life-threatening, the bark scorpion is the only scorpion that lives in the United States that's considered potentially deadly. And if you're wondering if I'm nervous, I am terrified. This sting pushes the limit. I hope I can make it through this one, guys. This one could be bad. I'm gonna take the scorpion out of the container so I can show you some of the key identifiers to know if you're looking at the Arizona bark scorpion or not. Okay, here we go. There are three main things you want to look for. See how the claws are very elongated. They're not powerful. They do not hurt. They can't really pinch you like a giant desert hairy scorpion could. Yeah. These claws are very delicate, and they just use their claws for eating. They're not using those claws to capture their prey. What they are using, though, is their extraordinarily potent venom. If you look at the tip of the tail, the telson is what it's called. At the base of the stinger, the bark scorpion has a tooth. See that little notch? I can barely see it with my own eyes, but it's there. And that's how I was able to confirm this is a bark scorpion. No tooth, no bark. The third and most practical way to know that you're dealing with the bark scorpion is just by observing how you found it in the first place. Here we go, watch this. See that? Ran right underneath this piece of wood, hanging upside down. And these scorpions like to hide like this, guys, out of sight, inverted, underneath objects. So you can see here easily why people often get stung by bark scorpions. You're doing yard work, you pick up a piece of wood or a rock, you don't see the scorpion, you accidentally grab it, bam, you're stung. And what's worse than that, you often don't even see what stung you, but you sure can feel it. Now, it's time for the moment that I have been dreading for over 15 years, ever since I started coming to the Sonoran Desert. Quick PSA, I feel obligated to tell you, like I always tell you, but this one, guys, I'm very serious. Never attempt to recreate what you are about to see. All right, guys. Here we go. I hope I'm going to be okay and that this is just very painful in terms of an experience, but there's a chance that this might be the one, this could be the one that sends me to the hospital. Like we always do for the Bite Sting Index, I'm going to rate the sting of this scorpion on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I am intimidated, very much so. The pain, I believe, is going to be very severe, and for aftermath, this could be a high score. My heart is beating out of my chest. I absolutely feel fear right now. This is for real, I'm doing it. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the Arizona bark scorpion. I am terrified. On 3. 1, 2, 3. that's painful. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, whoa, holy smokes. Oh, 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 you gotta put it away. I gotta put it back. Oh God, that's so bad. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, 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 oh. Ah! Oh my gosh, guys, it's so bad. It's just my whole hand's numb. My whole hand is numb. Radiating heat. It's like it's so painful. Oh my gosh, I have never felt instant pain like that. I thought it was gonna be bad, but I did not think it was gonna be this bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, more painful than stonefish. It's more painful than bullet ant. It's way more painful than the bullet ant. Oh.
Wow, we have a new king today.
Oh gosh, it really burns. It really burns to touch. It's so tender. So tender all through my finger. Oh gosh, and it hit me like I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready. I was not prepared for it to be this bad. Oh, it's getting worse. It feels like my whole hand's just like wanting to like curl up and seize. My whole finger is like almost like going paralyzed. That hurts. Oh, and it's swelling bad. Look at that. Look at my finger swelling up. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Never in my life have I felt a pain so shocking and so jarring. And what's crazier is the build of this sting was the first time I seriously thought about going to the hospital. In over 10 years of making videos on Brave Wilderness, I've never had to go or even thought about going. But this sting gets scary. For intimidation, this scorpion gets a huge score because it is well known for being the worst and most dangerous scorpion in North America. No other scorpion even comes close to being as feared as this one, and for that, it gets a 9.8 out of 10. For pain, I know I've had gnarlier looking stings before, like the bullet ant and the tarantula hawk that made my arm flare up right away, but this one was worse by far. It was like being struck by a lightning bolt of pain that made me jump up in the air and my whole hand shocked into numbness within a matter of seconds, leaving behind a pulsating pins and needles electrical fire in its wake. Simply put, it's a solid 10 of 10. For aftermath, this is where it got bad. The electrical pins and needles in my hand got worse, almost too painful to even touch. And then it started to spread. First up the top of my arm. Then my whole arm up to my elbow went numb. And that radiating Charlie horse pain got worse and worse and worse. And as the pain started to creep past my elbow, I thought I was certainly going to need to go to the hospital. And I'll admit to you right now, I was terrified that I had finally pushed it too far. And I told myself, if it gets to my shoulder, we're going. But luckily for me, it stopped just short. And after about 12 hours of numbness, it retreated back to my elbow, and by the next morning, it was only radiating in my hand and wrist. All in all, it took 4 days to regain feeling in most of my hand, but my finger and thumb took a full week to recover. So I'm sure by now you've guessed it, the aftermath was also a 10 out of 10, giving the Arizona bark scorpion a total BSI score of a 9.9, which easily dethrones the bullet ant and making it the brand new king of sting.
If you didn't know yet, this is Augie, and he's my best friend. Augie deserves the best, so about a month ago, I started feeding him Mave, a human-grade, protein-rich, raw food for dogs. Every bowl is packed with lean protein, vitamin-rich organ meat, fresh produce, and personalized supplements. Mave is made out of the highest quality ingredients, and they're flash frozen for optimal nutrient absorption. Oh, you ready? Playtime is Augie's favorite part of the day, and I love using these Mave treats as a reward so we can teach him how to play catch. Bring it back! It's amazing to see how much energy he has lately. He's such a good boy. He really is the friendliest dog in the world, and I want to feed him the best food that I can. Switching to a raw food diet has helped support his health and longevity, letting him live his best life. And it brings me peace of mind knowing that I'm feeding Augie a diet that supports his active lifestyle. Now, I'm not just saying this. I feel like his coat has gotten even shinier since we switched to this diet. They say 90% of dog parents see health improvements when they switch their pup to a raw food diet. Have you ever tried a raw food diet? Let me know what changes you've seen in your pup. All right, now back to the action. Go get it! We're searching the Sonoran Desert of Arizona to find these tarantulas. This desert is teeming with all sorts of venomous creatures, and the best time to find them is after dark. The sun is finally set, headlamp is on. This headlamp is going to be the main tool that I use tonight to find one of these tarantulas. So I'm gonna use my headlamp to sweep from side to side. There's not a lot that gives away other than just getting a light right on the tarantula itself. And then comes the tricky part, actually catching one. I also have a snake hook with me tonight, which could come in handy in catching a tarantula, but the main reason I have it is because this is prime rattlesnake territory. There's a lot more things crawling around out here than just big spiders. These spiders are out tonight hunting, but if they're near their hole, they'll quickly tuck back in. If I don't get close enough in time, it's pretty much game over and we'll have to find a new tarantula to catch. Whoa, we got a rattlesnake right there. You see it coiled up? Right there. Back up a little bit, guys. That is a Western Diamondback rattlesnake. Now, it is not a big one. This is a juvenile, but it is still capable of inflicting a very serious bite. You can use a snake hook to move snakes out of our way, just like this. Let the snake go, and we keep searching for spiders. Yes. It's a great sign that we're seeing all these venomous creatures out on the hunt. This desert is coming alive.
Put a scorpion right at your foot.
Look at this. Desert hairy scorpion right there. Let's see if I can grab it. Best way to do this is just to grab right at the top knuckle so it can't sting me. Let's see if we can get him to calm down. Stay buddy, stay buddy. Come on. There we go, that's good. Oh. Got him. Oh yeah, he's pinching me. All right, here we go. Let's see, show you what we got here. That is a pretty good size giant desert hairy scorpion, the largest species of scorpion in the United States. Luckily, I've got a good grip on its stinger there, but you can see there's even a little bit of venom starting to come out of the tip of it. If you don't grab these guys correctly, they will give you a pretty good pop. You can see why they call them the desert hairy. Look at all the hairs all over its body. It doesn't get much cooler than these large scorpions. All right, let's put them back and keep looking for those tarantulas. Scorpions and tarantulas are out here hunting the same food. I have a feeling we're closing in on our giant spider. Oh, I got a spider right there. Let's go. All right, got my container. Let's see if we can get a catch. Okay, it's holes right here. Going to need to move in carefully. That is a big male. Oh no, I lost it. Hang on, maybe I can coax it back out. Oh no. Ah, lost it. Wait, hang on. It's still there. I got it back. I got it back. Snake hook is coming in clutch. Okay, coax it this direction. See it rearing its abdomen up. Okay, oh, just bit the snake hook. Here we go, guys. Got it. Got it. Here we go. Woo! Oh, buddy. That is a good one. Big male desert blonde tarantula. After a little bit of searching and a little bit of luck that we brought the snake hook, we got ourselves our tarantula for the bite test. All right, let's hike it back in. Let's go, guys. Yes! As fate would have it, as we were heading back to start setting up for the bite test, we saw an even bigger spider. Oh, another tarantula. This one looks bigger. Oh yeah, okay. Let's try to catch this one too. All right, I don't know how close it is to its hole, but I'm gonna go in for the catch. Here we go. Holy cow, that is a huge freaking spider, guys. Wow. Cha-cha-cha. Ho, 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 ho! Oh, that is the specimen we have been after. That is a truly huge tarantula. I did not expect this. Not one, but two huge desert blonde tarantulas. What we have here are a male and a female. And unfortunately for me, I think this video just turned from a tarantula bite test to a tarantula bite comparison. And I'm sure you are as curious as I am which of these two spiders has the more painful bite. It's time to find out. I am definitely nervous. Oh man. Oh my goodness. 2 full-grown desert blonde tarantulas, and the table is now set for the ultimate spider bite test here in the Sonora Desert. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. What I'm about to do is a bad idea. Please do not attempt to recreate what you're about to see in this video. We have 2 tarantulas here in front of us. We have a male and the female, which we found unexpectedly. I think it is worth doing a bite test comparison to see which bite is more ferocious, because these spiders live very different lives from each other. Females actually live for a lot longer. We're talking 25 years for a female tarantula and only 5 to 10 years for a male. Females tend to bunker down. They stay a lot more localized to their nests, where the males are much more nomadic and predatory. I have a suspicion that we have a very different bite profile to these 2 spiders, and we are going to put that to the ultimate test. Let's take a closer look at Arizona's largest spider. Ladies first. In order to get some really good footage of the spider, I'm going to move it into this glass dome, and of course we don't want our spider to get away. All right, delicate little procedure here. Wow. There we go, perfect, perfect. Perfect transfer. Oh my goodness. The fangs on these spiders are enormous. It's not just going to be the venom that I'm up against today. We're talking actual puncture wounds from fangs that large. In terms of what they're out here hunting and eating, pretty much anything that they can grapple onto. They are very strong spiders, and of course, possessing those large fangs, they could subdue a variety of prey. Even small lizards would be a good meal for a spider this size. The females tend to be a little bit bigger than the males. They are called a desert blonde tarantula predominantly because you can see those hairs and just how blonde they are in the middle. But that is a full-grown desert blonde tarantula. The best way to probably go about doing this is for me to grab it by its carapace, the top of the head of the spider, and I'm gonna try to pin it, grab it, and then I'll be able to show you the fangs and of course inflict the bite right here on my thumb. All right, brought a couple things with me today. I have a large pair of tweezers. Of course, we always bring first aid kit. The thing I need the most is the EpiPen. The worst outcome that can happen besides the pain that I'm about to experience is an allergic reaction. I think it's time to take the first of 2 bites from a tarantula. Okay, here we go. Now the females are known for being a little more docile than the males. Beyond, well, easy girl, back, back, back. So you see how it's rearing its abdomen up right there? Beyond their capability to inflict bites, they also possess another defense mechanism, which is to flick the hairs off their abdomen. Females are rumored to be less aggressive, but this one looks ready to bite. And what I'm trying to do right now is to get a good hold on the carapace. This is the safest way for me to hold it for both me and the tarantula. There we go. Oh, geez. Okay, that made my heart jump. Okay. The spider just wants to come right at me. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that? That is the sound of spider fangs scraping the table. Okay. Look at the size of those fangs. And their fangs are retractable, just like a snake. And they are thick. We're talking some very large fangs. Those are going to pop holes in my skin for sure. Gotta get up a lot of nerves to do this. Okay, I've got a good grip on the spider. I'm gonna go for it. On 3. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to take a bite from Arizona's largest spider, the desert blonde tarantula. On 3. 1. So nervous. 2. 3. Spider's fangs are on my skin. Ah! Yep, got me. You can see there's a little blood right there. Only popped one fang through. I think I gotta take a better bite, guys. It wasn't a good enough bite. All right, I'm gonna do one more. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that time it got me. That time it got me good. Oh my God. That freaked me out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hang on, let me get the spider back. Get back in there, girl. Get back in there. Yeah, right there. See that? Definitely burns. Oh my gosh, my adrenaline is like firing right now, guys. I feel like my soul just jumped out of my body. That is the most freaked out I've been around an animal. And it definitely burns. Oh man. My neck, okay? Yeah. My neck is like seized up. It's like I've got a cramp right here. I don't know if it's from the bite or if it's from just the nerves and the tension. Oh my gosh. I think it's nerves. I don't think it's from the venom. Definitely burns. It's definitely a burning sensation. I had to really try hard to get that spider to bite me. I want to point that out, that this spider did not want to bite, but that was not an aggression bite, for sure. Okay, I think I'm good enough to do another bite. I think it's time to bring in the second tarantula and see if the male can inflict a more aggressive bite wound, which I have a feeling that's gonna happen. Males are known to be more aggressive, and that's why I wanted to do a bite test here. Much darker in coloration than the female too. Not looking forward to this. And my hand still burns from that first bite. Okay, come here. Come here, you. Come here, you. Okay. Got a pin. Oh my gosh. Way stronger. Way stronger. Way more aggressive. Look at it attacking. Got it. Oh boy, that was tough. Okay, there you have it. The male desert blonde tarantula. Here are the fangs. You could see just as terrifying as the female spider. You can see there's even venom on these. Okay, on 3. I'm about to take my second bite, this time from a male and much more aggressive desert blonde tarantula. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Just waiting for the bite to come. You see, he does not want to bite me.
It's not as angry as the female.
No. Big reaction is that these animals do not want to bite me. So while we've given this spider plenty of opportunity to inflict a bite, you can see it really has no intent to do me any harm. And frankly, it should be a lot more afraid of me than I am of it. So I hope after watching this video, we all have learned some important lessons about Arizona's largest spider. Even though these spiders are large and admittedly pretty creepy, we really have no reason to fear them. And honestly, their venom isn't that strong because spiders this large tend to use their strength to overtake their prey. They don't want to bite you, and even if they do, it's really not that bad. All right, let's let our spiders back off into the desert. I am in the jungles of Borneo on the hunt for an assassin. This is a super creepy crawly insect that both flies and bites. And if I'm able to catch one today, I'm going to take a bite for myself to put it on the bite sting index. But there's a little catch. In addition to the pain I will experience from this bite, there's something a lot more dangerous than meets the eye. And as I'm going through it, I'm going to describe to you why you never want to be bitten by an assassin bug. We're gonna start flipping logs. We're gonna be looking on the leaves, looking on the ground, looking everywhere throughout this really dense jungle environment. There's all kinds of creepy crawlies in this rainforest. Let's search this whole area, guys. This looks really good. The assassin bug we're looking for is either gonna be orange, yellow, or red, any of which are gonna be pretty easy to pick out of this environment because we have a lot of greens and a lot of browns. The colorful pop of these bugs is not something that blends in very well out here in Borneo. But there's a reason why these bugs don't care. We'll talk about that once we find one. This is a cloud forest, and the air is thin. It makes hiking a little more challenging than we're used to. Got one, right here, right here. Get the stick. Now it could fly. Guys, if it flies, I'm gonna spring in action, but I wanna see if you can get a shot of it. You see it on that stick? There it is. We got a red one. Red assassin bug. Andrew, can you hand me a jar?
Sure.
Thank you. See if I can scoop it up before it flies away. All right, I'm gonna put this down. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
Got it. Got an assassin bug. A bright red one too. All right, it's game on. Oh man, I can see its dagger-like mouth already. Let's go set up the bite table. It's go time. Oh buddy, we got a big one today. I'm ready. At least as ready as I'm gonna be. Okay, the bite that I'm about to endure from this assassin bug, this fire red insect, is not only gonna be something that really hurts, but is also a bite that's definitely going to send me to the hospital. You heard me right. After the shoot, I'm gonna have to seek medical attention for what I'm about to do. Before I tell you why, let's take a closer look at what I'm up against. Okay, here we go. Perhaps the first thing that we notice looking at this assassin bug is its coloration. Bright red, speckled with a black polka dot pattern, and then of course that easily identifiable elongated head with the proboscis sticking out of the face. And that appendage, it's what's going to inflict the pain in today's bite test. Before I tell you about why this insect is so dangerous, let's get a closer look at it so we can appreciate just how unusual this assassin bug is. Now it can fly, so we gotta keep an eye on it. But hopefully it just sits right there. This has gotta be one of the most aposematic looking insects. Ooh, almost flew away there. This has gotta be one of the most aposematic looking insects you could ever see. Oh. I got it, I got it.
Right there on that leaf.
Oh no. Got it. Oh. That was close. Almost got away. That was very close to ending this bite test way too soon. Woo! Got my heart racing from that sprint, guys. Okay, well, let's, I'm gonna hold it in the forceps for the rest of the presentation. How about that?
That works, Mark.
The assassin bugs here in Borneo can fly, and most assassin bugs can fly. And they range in sizes from very small insects that are called kissing bugs to very large. The largest assassin bug is called a wheel bug, and we have those in the United States. But they are not anywhere near as colorful as this one. There it is in a defensive position. Attack mode, ready for battle. Let's talk about why the bite from an assassin bug hurts so bad and why they bite in the first place. It's an assassin, it's a predator. It is out there actively hunting other insects and invertebrates to eat. And the way that it incapacitates and kills its prey is by injecting with that long proboscis a digestive saliva. You can actually see a bead of it at the end of that proboscis right now. That is a digestive enzyme that when enters the body of a victim will dissolve it, and then it will use the proboscis like a straw to slurp up its insides. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's talk about why this is such a dangerous bite for me to be taking. Some assassin bugs can spread a deadly disease called Chagas. Chagas is a condition caused by parasites mainly found in the Americas, but has recently spread to both Asia and Australia. The reason Chagas is so deadly is because once infected, it typically goes unnoticed for many years until it silently leads to major health problems, including heart failure. The main reason I have not yet ranked assassin bug bites is because of the risk of this silent killer. But out here in Asia, it's safe enough to test this dreadful bite because the chances of me misidentifying the kissing bugs that spread it are almost zero because they do not live here. All that said, I can still get other nasty parasites from this bite, so I will be taking a full parasite blood test when I return to the United States, just to make sure I didn't catch a killer bug by accident. And on top of all of that, I have heard and read that the bite from these Bornean assassin bugs is extremely painful. So handling this insect can not only land you in a world of pain, it can land you in the hospital getting a blood test to make sure you don't get an incurable disease. And with that, I think it's time to rate the bite of the Bornean assassin bug. You guys ready?
We are, Mark. Are you sure you want to go through with this?
Not really, not really. But enough people have been wanting to know about assassin bugs in the comments. I am willing to take a bite from this one to describe the pain and to officially rate it on our BSI. I'm gonna rank this bite, like always, on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. All right, guys. I think I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. It's time to go flesh to proboscis with the Bornean assassin bug. Got cameras ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm gonna do it right here on 3. Oh, this is like stabbing yourself with a bug. I don't know why, but it's a lot easier mentally to get stung by a wasp or a bee. They kind of do the work for you. This is like I'm looking at that dagger-like mouth part and I'm literally having to pop it into my own skin. I really don't like needles. Man. All right, ready? I'm Mark Benz, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the assassin bug. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Dang it! Wow! I don't know if I got a good bite though. I gotta go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's biting me. Yep, it's biting me. It's in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's getting me. Oh, yeah. Oh. Woo. Oh, yeah, that got me. Okay. Yeah, that hurts. Oh, wow. Wow, that is instant fire. Yeah. That is like a hot poker going into your skin. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And yeah, it just keeps burning. I can feel it. I can feel venom. I can feel the venom doing damage under my skin. It feels so weird. It's just like simmering under the skin. It almost feels like the blood is boiling around the bite. That was so weird. I've never had a more instant pain from what looked to be a gentle touch. Did you guys see the proboscis? It just kind of like
went out like an elephant's trunk. It went like, whoop, and then touched my skin almost like a feather. It didn't like spear down like I expected. It touched the skin with the softest landing. I didn't think it was even gonna bite at first, and then I felt something from its mouth go under the skin. I don't know if you saw it. When I was pulling it out, you could see its tongue. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. It got me. And it doesn't look like much, but it sure hurts. Holy smokes. Okay, guys, well, let's roll the rating on the Bornean assassin bug. Oh. On intimidation, this assassin bug is a standout. With its bright red colors and size, it scores much higher than other assassins you will find. On top of that, they do fly and bite without warning, making them a bug of most concern that you want to avoid at all costs. For that, it's a 7.8 out of 10. On pain, the pop of searing sting was quickly followed by intense burning and welts. It was very much like a hot poker that went in without warning, a sensation that I will never forget and really ranks it up the ladder. So for that, I give it an 8.1 out of 10. For aftermath, the swelling did flare up a lot after the bite, but in the days to follow, it turned into a more typical looking mosquito bite welt. However, this bite, of course, came with the big risk of parasites, and the anxiety of that alone bumps the score up significantly. And then there's the blood test results, which I was very nervous to get, but once I had them, they luckily came back completely negative. So while a positive test would have easily made the aftermath a 10, this time I got away with a 7.3, giving this bright red assassin bug a total BSI score of a 7.7. Deep in the mountains of Chile, there is an insect so rare and so elusive that its sting is completely undocumented by science. And that sting belongs to the panda ant. And today, we're going to try to make history by being the first to find this panda ant, capture it on video, and then of course I will take on the sting of the panda ant in a world's first. This is gonna be like looking for a fuzzy needle in a giant wilderness haystack. It's time to get searching. Now this won't be your average hike. Only a few panda ants have been found in the wild, so we're going to have to search this entire mountain range to even have a chance at finding one. Okay, this looks promising. This open area has a lot of sandy, loose material, which is perfect for the panda ant because it likes to make burrows, and it also allows us to cover a lot of ground fast. Covering ground. That is the name of the game when you're looking for very, very small creatures. The more ground your eyes can scan, the more likely it is you'll find what you're looking for. We're hearing water down below. In the desert, water is life. Let's try our luck in a different environment. Found the water. Ah, it looks so good. If you were ever stuck out here in the desert, this water would be absolutely life-saving and perfectly fine to drink running this fast. A little bouldering. Just seeing water is a boost of energy. Oh, I feel so good. It's good that we're seeing these flowers. Panda ants feed on a diet predominantly of nectar, so these flowers, good indication we have a food source. There's definitely more life down by this river. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Seeing these smaller wasps, that makes me feel really positive. I think the trail is heating up. I'm starting to see yellow jackets. Good sign for us right now. This is the insect watering hole. But look at that one. See that one that's chasing the others off? It's got like a panda-like abdomen. You seeing this? You seeing this? The male panda ants have wings. Let's keep moving. Have to be getting close. Oh, whoa, look at all these. Just got to this trail and there are all these burrows. I can't say whether or not these are definitively panda ant burrows, but they're the right size and right shape and in the right place. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Panda ant right there.
We got one! Holy, oh, we were literally just about to give up. It's not a big one, but that is a Panda Ant, baby. Let's go. Yes! Ah! Got one. But our luck wouldn't end there. As we prepped our presentation and captured the first ever video of this fuzzy little panda, something even more incredible happened. Got another one. Hold on. Get in there, go. They're so fast. So fast, this one's kind of small. I don't want to get stung. Not yet anyway. There you go. Yes, 2 panda ants. Holy cow. And this one really looks like a panda. Wow. Not 1, but 2 panda ants. This is such a rare opportunity to film this world famous creature. There is almost no footage of this species. In fact, this is likely the first 4K footage the world has seen of the panda ant, the world's smallest panda. The first thing I noticed about these creatures were their size. They are teeny tiny. Look at the little capsules that we had to bring with us for this presentation. But not only are they small, they are fast. I cannot believe we actually were able to get them into the containers. It's not likely that we're gonna be able to get very much B-roll of them walking around. All it would take is a small little hole or crack in the ground, and they are poof, gone. They got their name, the Panda Ant, because of that black and white fuzzy exoskeleton, which of course I keep calling them an ant, but they are not an ant at all. They are a species of wasp. And the wingless ones are actually females. The males of this species have wings, but the females do not possess wings. But what they do possess is the largest stinger to body size ratio of any insect in the world. They're related to the CowKiller found in the southern United States, another species famous for its massive stinger and painful sting. Both have fuzzy exoskeletons and are classified as velvet ants. However, unlike the CowKiller, the effects of the panda ant venom are completely unknown. And with that, it's time to take a closer look at their defense mechanisms. They don't just look like pandas for our amusement. They've developed this coloration to ward off predators to say, hey, I pack a punch, I have a lot of defenses, and you will regret it. Now let's talk about another defense mechanism. Let's bring the microphone in there real close. You hear that? That's called stridulation, which is a high frequency warning pitch that these insects are able to emit. And we're not just boosting the sound. This insect's actually noisy. I can hear it. Look at that. Swinging the abdomen already. Might get to see an appearance of that. Oh, that stinger's coming out. Compared to body size, that is a super long stinger. It will have no problem popping a stinger through my skin. Now remember when I said earlier, this is probably the first 4K footage of a panda ant. Let me also tell you, this is about to be the first ever documented sting of this species. No one has taken the sting of the panda ant. Going into the sting zone with the panda ant is truly the great unknown. I have no idea what kind of reaction I'm going to have, so we brought a couple of emergency remedies. Of course, our satellite phone. If I go into any kind of anaphylactic shock, we will use this for emergency distress calls. In addition to that, I always bring a first aid trauma kit. And in this trauma kit, I always have an EpiPen. That's pretty much our only remedies if this sting gets really bad. For the first time ever, it's time to go flesh the stinger with the panda ant. That stinger is flying. That is a very big stinger. I would say the stinger is the entire length of the lower abdomen. All right, it is time. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the panda ant. Here we go to the great unknown of the world of stings. 1, 2, 3. Yep, stinger's in. Stinger's in. Oh, I dropped her. Where'd she go?
Oh, it's here.
definitely stung me.
Maybe a quick walk.
Yeah, let me see. They're so fast. And they blend in perfectly where she can't have gotten far. Look around.
Here, I'm gonna look over here.
All right, yeah. Keep looking. Oh no! Oh! Well, unfortunately, I dropped the ant. She definitely gave me a sting before hightailing it out of here. We've got 2 distinct sting marks. I would say it's probably similar to that of a hornet, but luckily for us, we have one more ant. In fact, this is the one that looks most like a panda. So, it's time to see if the world's smallest panda packs a potent punch. Gotta get a good grip. I know it looks easy, but it is so hard to get a good grip on these tiny little panda ants. There we go. Okay, stinger's going. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. See this panda's jaws locked into me? I think this panda ant's bite is worse than its sting. Definitely getting little micro stings. This tiny panda ant just might not be big enough to deliver a full punch. Okay. Well, you can see here, I got 2 really good stings from the ant that got away. And then I probably have, I don't know, like a dozen little micro stings. I left it there for a while, but there was 1 or 2 really good ones. Oh my God, there it is. Got it. We just found the first panda ant. Wow, I cannot believe it. What am I supposed to do with you? You ran away, and now you're back. Should we try to get like another wallop? All right, well, gonna go for another sting. I don't know if I got a full one that first time around. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, got me. Biting me. Ant stinging me. Got a good one there. Okay, yeah, all right. Really not a remarkable sting, even though we're getting a lot of redness and little micro swelling around those sting sites. This might have been the world's cutest sting. The sting of the tiny panda ant is no match for its growl. All right, let's let this little panda back into the wild. While the pain was manageable right after the sting, the secondary reaction roared back the next day, where I had redness, swelling, and a relentless itch. It's hard to imagine being the last of your kind. Being isolated, surrounded, and threatened. But against the odds, even when every outcome pointed to an all but certain doom for this species, life found a way. Deep in the heart of the Caribbean Sea, on one of its many craggy islands, lives a lizard that has been brought back from the brink of extinction and now roams this tropical landscape by the hundreds. That island is Grand Cayman, and that lizard is none other than the blue iguana. And while an iguana might not immediately strike you as being unique or noteworthy, I assure you this one absolutely is, because it's blue. Very blue, making it one of the most beautiful and rarest iguanas on the planet. Now, to put things in perspective, these lizards dwindled all the way down to an estimated 15 total individuals in the wild, making them functionally extinct. Which is where our friend Fred Burton steps in. Directly responsible for creating the Blue Iguana Recovery Program, Fred has offered us the unique opportunity to get up close with these endangered reptiles and tour the facility he started 15 years ago. With such a rare chance to see one of these creatures in person, the crew and I loaded up our cameras and made our way to the most remote part of the island.
right now what we're doing is we're trying to find one of the resident blue iguanas that's habituated to humans. His name is Peter, and apparently he's big and friendly and a great ambassador for his species. So we're trying to get close to Peter, try to get the GoPro up close, try to get the cameras up close so you can see why this is such a unique lizard species. So Fred, you wanna lead the way?
So Peter's on his favorite rock.
Oh, is this Peter here?
Look at him, yes.
Now that is an impressive iguana. All right guys, let's come in Peter's enclosure here. Wow, look at that. Let's get a shot of Peter before we approach, just in case he wants to hop off that rock, because that is a great display of a blue iguana right there.
Yeah, this is a unique species. It's only found in Grand Cayman.
Okay, so the blue iguana is endemic to the Cayman Islands, and it is a species of rock iguana. We've seen rock iguanas in the past, but I have never seen one this color. I mean, and you're telling me that these blue iguanas get even more blue than this.
When they're in the breeding season, yeah. He's kind of dull right now.
Really?
When he gets hot and excited.
I think you look great.
And in March and April, when he's courting the girls, he will blaze blue. Really, really, really bright.
Hi, Peter. Are we buddies? Are we gonna be pals? I think so. So Fred, tell us a little bit about Peter. How did he come to the program, and why is he so friendly?
He's an interesting case, because we were just walking around out in the open there a good many years ago, and we saw a young 2-year-old just on the gravel, and we thought, where did he come from? Figured it must have been one of the free-roaming iguanas had laid and hatched and whatnot. But we start thinking, okay, we better catch it so we can get a blood sample and do the genetics and all this thing. So we're creeping up to this thing, and it's just looking at us. It's not afraid.
Yeah.
You know, and we just walk up to this iguana and pick him up, and he doesn't run away. And he's been like that ever since. It's like he was born without the fear gene. You know, he has no natural reaction to
Friendly
humans.
since day one. I like it. So Peter's turning more blue because he's warming up to us? Is that what this is?
He likes the attention, yeah.
All right. Well, who doesn't like a good head scratch? So, quick little disclaimer to everybody at home. Don't go up to a wild iguana and pet it. This is not a normal iguana. This is an iguana that has been habituated to humans and is used to this kind of interaction, and is why we are able to get so close to Peter today. If you try to do this to a wild rock iguana, you're gonna get bit. And if you look here at Peter's mandibles, they have quite the powerful bite, and they also have a couple rows of razor sharp teeth. So you definitely do not want to get your finger or your hand caught in the jaws of a wild rock iguana. So best to leave them alone and give them their safe distance. But man, are they cool.
So these beads, we put on every iguana we release, and we also put them on the captive iguanas in case they get out. And the idea is the combination of bead sizes and bead colors is unique to each animal. So that, you know, if we're walking around the park and we see an iguana and we want to know who that is, all we need to do is train binoculars on the beads, look them up in the database, and we'll know exactly who we're dealing with. But the other thing we do...
Peter's sleeping.
The other thing we do is we photograph the sides and the top of his head. And these big enlarged scales, if you look at the scales on his snout here, they're all a little bit irregular. Right? They're not perfectly symmetrical.
Okay, yeah.
Every iguana has a slightly different scale pattern. It's like a fingerprint. So we got pictures of this guy, and if this guy turned up somewhere he didn't want to be, and the pit tag was gone and the bead tag was gone, we'd still be able to match the photograph and say, that is that iguana.
That is Peter.
That is Peter.
But just judge on how we're able to approach Peter. I don't think it would take very long to figure out who it was.
So one of the other cool things about rock iguanas generally are the toes.
Okay.
So this is like a hook.
Looks like a talon to me.
So they're quite good at climbing trees. They don't, you know, they spend most of the time on the ground, but they're quite good at climbing trees. And these claws hang on to things really effectively. And for females digging nests, of course, they're great for digging too. But the weird thing is, you know how our hands bend like this? These guys bend like this.
Oh, they bend right to left.
They don't bend this way. They don't bend this way, but they bend backwards.
That is very interesting, Peter.
And think about why, because right, they're constantly pulling this thing through vegetation.
And now, Fred, is there any other distinct characteristic about the blue iguana that's worth noting today?
I like to mention this little thing here.
Okay.
You see that little scale there? It looks translucent.
I do.
So that's the pineal eye. And that's a very primitive feature in reptiles, but these aren't primitive animals.
Right.
light can get through there, and we think that there's a brain receptor in there, and they probably, we don't know this for sure, but we suspect that they use this for tracking day length. And that's how they subconsciously know what time of year it is, and the triggers for when they need to start thinking about breeding season and all that sort of thing.
Very unique sensory mechanism. Very cool, Peter.
A lot of the stuff that I've described to you is useful because what we need always is for people to relate to these animals. If we want to conserve an animal like this, people need to be engaged in it, right? And the thing about an animal like this is it responds to us in a way. We can understand it, we can empathize. So knowing about the iguanas helps us tell stories about them, and we tell stories about these iguanas and people start to love them, and if people start to love them, they want us to preserve them. And that's the way it all works.
Well, I think Peter has done a phenomenal job today hanging out with us so we can learn more about his species. And as far as lovability, I mean, I think the proof is right here, guys. This is about the coolest customer I've ever witnessed when it comes to an iguana. Thank you very much for hanging out, Peter. And thank you, Fred. Really appreciate the tour of the facility. Great work on bringing back this population of beautiful reptiles. And if you want to find out more about this program, make sure to check out the link in the description below. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. Bye, Peter. See you later, buddy. Without the efforts put in place by Fred and now sustained by the National Trust's Blue Iguana Recovery Program, these lizards would almost certainly no longer exist in the wild. What they have done for the blue iguana is truly remarkable and always makes us proud to tell one of these heroic efforts to save such a special creature. If you would like to catch a glimpse of the famous blue iguana for yourself, drop by the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Gardens website to book a tour with the Blue Iguana Recovery Program, where you can get up close with this endemic species and, if you're lucky enough, may even get to meet Peter himself. But just don't disturb him if he's resting. The star of the island needs his beauty sleep.
See anything, Mark?
Scanning.
Oh, there's an octopus right there. You see that?
Oh, where is it?
Right there, next to that white rock. Big one, big one. Do you see that? How do we get down? We get down over here. Let's go. Come on, guys. Huge octopus. All right, definitely gonna need a net. Let's approach slow so we don't spook it. How are we getting down? We have to go this way. Here we go.
Careful, Mark. These rocks are super sharp.
Careful, guys. Careful with the cameras. Oh my gosh, I hope it's still there. Here, there's a way down right here. Through here. There's a way around. This way, guys. This way. They're gonna get a little wet. It's right around this corner. We gotta cross. Oh. I just saw a really big octopus hunting in this tide pool. Hey, Andrew, here. Hold my GoPro. I'm gonna have to get in. We need both hands. Here we go, guys. It's right around here. It's right here. It's right here. There he is. Huge octopus. Huge. Holy cow. Huge. Wow.
Oh my god.
Holy sh**. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of this octopus. All right, let's get back to shore. Oh my goodness. That is the biggest octopus I have ever seen. Wow. All right, let's move back where he can. He's sucking all over me. Huge, huge octopus. Wow. All right, let's move up. Let's move up. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how big this octopus is, guys. This is unbelievable. Here, I'm gonna set it down gently here. Keep an eye on that octopus. They can move on land. I haven't had to get gloves on. Octopus have beaks that not only are sharp, but they have venom.
Oh, Mark, be quick. He's getting away.
All right, I'm getting him. I got him. Okay. Holy cow, guys. I'm gonna get it hydrated. I got to put gloves on because I don't want to take a bite from that. See that beak right down there? Now, this isn't the only venomous octopus that we could run into out here in the tide pools of Australia. There are also blue ring octopus out here, and a single bite from one of those, that could be fatal. Wow, it is so strong. It just grips to the rocks. Just being really gentle right now. Don't want to hurt the octopus. Look at that cephalopod. This is a star octopus, which is actually a new species. It used to be considered a common octopus, but it has just officially been named. I cannot believe we caught this one on camera. Their venom isn't lethal to humans, but taking a bite from a beak of a creature this size, that would put me in a world of hurt. This is one of the Mac Daddy finds that you could ever come across here in the tide pool. And I cannot believe this. This is the best octopus catch I've ever had. I'm so pumped, and we weren't even out today really filming. We were scouting this location, and we looked down off the cliff, and boom, we saw this octopus hunting in these shallow rock pools. Luckily, we brought our cameras with us. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Andrew, reach out and touch the octopus. What does it feel like?
It's so soft.
Whoa, did you see it just change color?
Whoa.
They are incredibly adaptable creatures. You can really see it changing color when I hold it here in the water. It changes from light color to dark color, and that's because it's trying to blend in with its surroundings and confuse me while I'm holding it. It has the ability to not only change its color, but also change its shape.
What's it feel like, Mark?
It is unbelievably gummy feeling. Definitely a little bit slimy. Those suckers are so sticky when they grab on, and it has the ability to like let go like that. I'm not dropping the octopus, it's dropping itself. Octopus are also very intelligent, and it's going to try a bunch of different tactics out here to escape, including becoming slippery and blob-like, almost like turning itself into a ball of jello, which is gonna make it much harder for a predator to hold on to. I'm just trying to give it support, and they can be out of water. They have the ability to walk on land, move from tide pool to tide pool, and we caught this one out hunting for crabs. Related, of course, to the snail, but looks nothing like the snails I'm used to seeing. Look at how well this octopus is keeping its shape too. Oh, and those suction cups. The suction that it has with its arms is really hard to believe. This cephalopod is so incredibly strong. Look at that octopus. One of the most bizarre life forms on the planet. Also, one of the most intelligent creatures. In scientific experiments, they've actually been known to solve mazes, and they are master escape artists. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Oh, what an alien. Cephalopods have complex eyes, and there's so much that we don't know about these creatures. One of my favorite movies lately has been The Octopus Teacher, and seeing this octopus just is like taking me back to that film and just how intelligent these creatures are. So we want to be extremely gentle. We have no idea what's happening right now in this octopus's life. What we do know is that it is not breeding, because a female that just recently laid eggs would never leave them behind. So because this one was out hunting, we know this octopus has not yet bred. And look at that. Are you able to get a shot of those suckers? Look at those. And it has the ability to just grip on. Like if I hold it right here on my arm, it'll sense the ability to grip. I can feel it like tense up when it wants to move. And then like in a second, it'll just go limp and slip away. I'm doing everything I can right now to be gentle and give this octopus support so you can see it. Unfortunately, a lot of octopus that are caught here in Australia are actually harvested for food. But rest assured, this octopus is going right back where we found it. Okay guys, even with gloves on, I'm trying not to take a bite from this octopus. They can pierce skin and gloves, but they are venomous. Look at that, it's undoing my watch. These creatures are so intelligent. Wow, look at that, look how strong it is. It's able to support all of its weight, just gripping onto my watch and my wrist. I'm trying to give it support, but I also don't want to take a bite. Where's that mouth? Okay, and it can be out of the water for periods of time. I have continued to dunk the octopus. Oh my gosh, it's really on me. Hang on guys, I gotta adjust.
His beak is really close to your wrist.
Yeah, he's very close. It's really trying to get me. Look at that, it's got my watch, and then I'm supporting the weight of its body so we don't just leave it hanging. But this octopus is so incredibly strong. Like it's almost like a constrictor. I'm trying to like get it off of me. Ah, oh, come on buddy, come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, it's really on me guys, hang on. Do you hear that? Hear that suction popping? Ah, and it does kind of hurt. I won't lie, an octopus this size, those suckers on my skin, look at that. That does not feel good. Those suckers are really into me. You can see where they're like leaving behind suction marks. Wow, holy smokes. Okay, I gotta get it away from my wrist. That's making me nervous. All right, hang on guys. Let me get these off. Oh, one by one. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Let go. Let go. Come on. It is so strong. I'm trying to, oh, took my watch off. Look at that. You wonder if octopus are smart or not? This one literally just unlatched my watch. I'm not kidding, but look how powerful those suckers are. I am in awe of this creature. Not only are they incredibly intelligent, but they are lethal predators. And for anybody who thinks an octopus isn't very strong, look at my wrist. Just sucking onto my wrist right there with its suction cups on its arms. Look at that. I'm gonna have like raspberries for a while. But totally worth it to get hands on. But you wanna talk about the grand prize of any tide pool expedition? How about finding a giant octopus? Wow! All right, let's put it back. If you see an octopus in a tide pool, especially one this big, do not attempt to pick it up. They are capable of giving a very strong bite, and all octopus are venomous. Hi everybody, I'm Mark Vins, and welcome to a very special edition of On Location, one that features just me, the director of the Brave Wilderness channel, and also the host of, oh, I'm not allowed to say that yet?
Nope.
Okay, more on that later. For now, I'm just the director of the Brave Wilderness channel, but some of you might also know me as the guy who often asks Coyote, "You all right? What are you feeling? You all right? You all right, man?" I read the comments, guys. Yeah, that guy. But for those of you out there that have no idea who I am, hi, I'm Mark, and I'm the one who's been filming the adventures with Coyote Peterson you've been watching for the past 4 years. Now, in that time, we've gotten all kinds of questions about how we do our productions and how we make videos for the Brave Wilderness channel. In an effort to answer some of those questions, I thought, hey, why not get in front of the camera, do some base camps, do some on locations, and hopefully shed light on all things production surrounding the Brave Wilderness channel. So, to kick things off, let's start with one of the most common questions that we often get, which is, guys, how do you pick which location you're actually going to explore? That's one of those questions that truthfully has many answers, but one of the ways that we pick where we're gonna visit is that I actually go ahead of the team to scout the location in advance. Now, I could just tell you about this, but I thought it sure would be a whole lot more fun to take you guys with me out in the field to show you what one of these adventures is actually like. And recently, I got to visit the country of Iceland. Iceland is one of the most amazing places that I've ever visited, bar none. Honestly, guys, it's a place that I wanted to visit since I was a little kid, so I'm super excited that this is one of the first pre-production videos that I'm going to share with you guys. So without further ado, let's get out of this studio and head into the field and check out what kind of cool Icelandic adventures I discovered. Iceland, a country sprawling with dramatic landscapes and explosive volcanic terrain. A place that truly embodies the meaning of the word adventure, with every vista and every step forth on its craggy soil. That's a volcano. Just erupted 8 years ago. For me, this would be my first visit to the Nordic island nation that is far more green than its northern neighbor of Greenland. However, this would be no traditional adventure. It was a solo mission. My goal? To scout future expeditions and adventures for Coyote and the crew, a mission I have led myself many times in the past. Remember those dinosaur footprints? Yep, I found those months earlier on a scouting expedition in southern Utah. But now, because of advancements in camera technology, I can take you with me on these exciting and often unexpected adventures. Here we go. Time to go snorkeling. In freezing water. Let's do this. While on my Icelandic journey, I explored places like the Valley of Thor, rode Icelandic horses, and even got to visit a world-famous spa, the Blue Lagoon. I still don't know what that is on my face, but hey, everyone was doing it, so why not? Anyways, there's one particular adventure on this expedition that I simply couldn't wait to show you. That being my journey into the icy waters of the Silfra Fissure. The fissure itself is a byproduct of the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates drifting apart, leaving in their wake multiple rifts that fill with some of the purest water on the planet. All right, guys, we're about to go snorkeling in the Silfra Fissure.
some of the clearest water visibility in all of the world, and actually one of the only places that you can dive between two continents. Literally, we are standing in the fissure that separates Eurasia and North America right now, and we're gonna go diving in a natural spring. So it's very cold. We definitely don't want water getting inside our suits because it's around 2 degrees Celsius, just above freezing, but it's gonna be pretty awesome. We're about to go get our snorkel gear together and get in, so let's go. Is that graceful? Look good? No? Okay. Well, it's gonna keep you warm, so that's what's important. As I walked down the steps of the platform, a nervous anticipation started to set in. Entering 36-degree Fahrenheit water isn't something I tend to do every day. I mean, this water is only 4 degrees above freezing. Safe to say, it doesn't get much colder than this. So guys, my sister's helping us out today. Say hi to everybody, Beck. She came to Iceland with me, so she's the cameraman today. But here we go. We're gonna go snorkeling in the Sulfra fissure. Time to get in. As I plunged into the water, my face was instantly met with a stinging sensation. The shock distracted me, but then suddenly, an explosion of color. This landscape was absolutely surreal. Something straight out of the pages of a science fiction novel. And to top it all off, the water was 100% crystal clear. It was nearly unbelievable. The visibility in the fissure on a good day is said to extend well beyond 300 feet. And I think we can all look at this footage and confirm that that is definitely true. I can see now why so many people with the fear of heights have issues with this experience. It literally felt as if nothing was between me and the bottom of the fissure. In fact, the sensation was actually closer to that of flying than it was to swimming. That is, until I tried to actually kick with my fins. The dry suit, while providing life-saving warmth and insulation, made it nearly impossible to move. The buoyancy it created restricted my movement so much that to a large degree, I was only able to move forward by the assistance of the current. However, I will say this lack of mobility actually allowed me to relax and enjoy the experience as a whole and really take in all the color and spectacular scenery. Sometimes, it's nice to just be along for the ride. So how does a place like the Sulfra fissure come to exist? Well, as it turns out, Iceland sits smack dab on the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is formed by the separation of the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. In Thingvellir National Park, the separation of these plates expands nearly 1 inch every year. But over the course of millions of years, it has created fissures, which are filled by a natural aquifer and glacial meltwater from the surrounding peaks. This water moves slowly, very slowly. In fact, it can take up to nearly 100 years to travel and filter itself through the porous volcanic soil, making it some of the purest H2O on the planet. It is so pure, you can literally drink the water around you as you swim through the fissure. And yes, I definitely tried it out.
Well, the water is cold, but I can tell you guys, this is by far the clearest visibility I've ever encountered. And oh, by the way, the water is delicious. It's about the purest water that you could ever drink. So it is one of those scenarios where you can't drink the water. It's pretty awesome. Iceland.
While it is delicious, it is actually the purity and frigid temperature of the water that helps to create the vivid colors in the landscape of this environment. As I continued to drift along, I couldn't help but dream of coming back to dive this location with the team. My imagination was literally running wild, trying to picture what the scene must be like from the bottom of the fissure. And I was also beginning to wonder, what else might live down there? Is there something down there besides algae and troll grass? But just as I started to consider the idea of taking a free dive to find out, I noticed the battery on my GoPro, which was full 20 minutes prior, was now at only 1%.
Woo! Wow guys, the water is so cold. that it's literally draining the life out of this GoPro. But before it dies, I just want to say that getting to snorkel the silverfrog fissure here in Iceland has to be one of the coolest experiences I've ever done. I'm Mark Vince. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. Whew, this water's cold.
Just seeing that footage makes me want to go grab my dive gear, jump on an airplane, head back to Iceland, and get down there to explore the depths of those fissures. I can only imagine how cool it looks from the bottom. Unfortunately, we are going to have to wait a little bit longer for that adventure, guys. That was just a scouting mission, but I can 100% guarantee you that Coyote, Mario, and myself will be heading back to Iceland on an epic adventure very soon. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this behind the scenes peek of the Silfra Fissure and just what it takes to location scout productions for Brave Wilderness.
Rolling? All right, just spotted a new wasp. New wasp unlocked. Let's go see if we can catch it. Got it. Okay. Yes, got it. Okay, let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Awesome. All right, let's see if I can. Looks like some kind of mud dabber. There it is. Ah, look at that, guys. We got it. That was awesome. This is what is known as a mud dabber wasp. They're called that because they make a mud nest. And they're usually solitary when you see them out. You don't usually see a swarm of a mud dabber wasp. They're also called a thread-bodied wasp. You see that thread-like bridge between their abdomen and the main body? That is a distinct characteristic of these wasps. And they can use all kinds of things to build their nests. They can use sand, mud, anything that they can use to build into that tunnel. In fact, you know what? Why don't I show you what a nest looks like? Hold the phone. I know where one is. I'm gonna bring it to the set. 1 second. Here we go. So, no, this is not what the wasp makes. This is a plastic container that's just outside of the reserve that we're staying at. But if you get your camera in tight, see that little tunnel of mud? That is the nest of a mud dabber. See if anybody's home. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely home. Whoa. All right, that one took off. I hope you saw that. Good thing we already caught one because that wasp took off. Let's go back to the wasp that we caught. I'm glad that we found this one because we have been getting a lot of questions. These wasps are found all over the world and there are hundreds, no, check that, thousands of different species of these thread-bodied wasps. And people want to know, can they sting? They're not aggressive. People rarely get stung by mud dabbers, but I am curious, can the mud dabber sting and how bad does it hurt? I think it's time to put this wasp on the Bite Sting Index. Let's set up the table. All right, just like that, we have another insect to add to the Bite Sting Index. I've already been stung 3 times on this trip. So far, I have the trapjaw ant, the bullet ant, the warrior wasp, and now I'm about to add the mud dabber. And the reason why I'm going back and I'm doing all these stings here in Costa Rica, where I have experienced stings before, is because we have this brand new Bite Sting Index. Why reinvent the Sting Index? Well, a couple reasons. First reason is bites. The original Sting Index did not include bites, the bites of arachnids, the bites of insects, and other creepy crawlies that we like to experiment to describe the pain and a lot of the educational facts about these creatures. The other thing is pain in itself is not the only factor when it comes to stings. There are other really important considerations like intimidation, which is one of our factors. Intimidation of an animal absolutely changes how you feel about the pain of the sting itself. And then of course we have the pain, and then at the end we have the aftermath. What happens to you after you're stung or bitten by some of these insects is oftentimes the worst part of it. So we wanted to make sure that we encapsulated the full experience of these bite and stings, and then we take all of those scores, average them out to a ranking on the BSI for every creature that we test. And I think it's time to get a closer look at this wasp. Let's get it out of the container. You guys ready? Let's keep the net close by, just in case we get an escape artist here.
All right. Go for a grab. Not a grab, not a great grab. Gonna have to redo this grab. Oh, I see the stinger already. Oh boy. This might not be good. This might be, all right, hang on, I gotta see if I can use this cord piece. Help me out here. I know they can, because it has that threaded abdomen, that threaded waist, it can really swing itself around. Make sure I have a good grip. Okay, good grip. Good grip. I think we can put the net away. Put that to the side. Actually off the table. Okay, getting my first really close look at this insect, this wasp. It is blackish brown in color. Its wings are more of a caramel hue. Has a little bit of yellow on the neck. Overall, very stealthy. I would give this a smallish size rating. Like, it's definitely sub-medium size for wasp. Not the smallest wasp, but like not quite a medium wasp. Intimidation factor is going to be tough on the score for this one. I'm not going to lie. Like, the intimidation factor of this wasp, just knowing what I know about mud dabbers and, you know, the fact that they're usually docile. These are not wasps that are going to antagonize you. They're not going to disturb you at lunch. They're just going to fly through and be on their way either back to their nest or out to hunt. A lot of these wasps do prey on spiders, so they can be a type of spider wasp, but they also eat nectar and other forms of sugar. Let's see if it's very, oh yeah, it wants to bite. It definitely wants to bite and sting. Getting it in the forceps, I definitely already saw it does have a stinger. I can confirm this is a stinging wasp. See that stinger fishing around?
Oh, he looks angry.
And it's not a he, it's a she. Only female wasps can sting. And that's a good point, actually, Andrew, is that these stingers are modified egg-laying appendages, but they are connected to a venom sac that I can confirm that this one definitely has, because male wasps do not have stingers. All right, let's do this thing, guys. Here we go. I'm gonna go right here. Are you guys ready? Okay. Here we go. All right, it's time to enter the sting zone with the mud dabber. I'm getting a little nervous now, I'm not gonna lie. Not many people get stung by these, and I've never been stung by one before, so here we go, here goes nothing. On three. 1, 2, 3. There's stingers out. Yeah, it's in. Yeah, got a sting. Oh, it's still in. It's still in. You see it? You see that stinger? Oh, it's like stuck. It's stuck in. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely feeling something. Oh yeah. It's heating up. It's heating up. Let me put the wasp back. Okay. Here we go. Good, great. All right. Got some swelling going.
Describe the pain mark.
Hot, local, and not that bad. I'll be honest with you guys. This could get worse. Mild to intermediate sting. Not gonna get a great score there, but let's see what this does over the next 24 hours. You don't have to wait. We're gonna skip ahead and show you a quick montage of the aftermath and then give you an official BSI rating for the Costa Rican mud dabber. For intimidation, the mud dabber looks like a menacing wasp, but it is slender and somewhat smaller than most wasps you typically see. But because it is a wasp, you have to assume that it's not going to be any fun to take a sting from. So for that, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. On pain factor, honestly, it's not that bad. And it's actually hard to think of a less painful sting I've ever taken. As soon as the pain started to build, it abruptly ended, almost in an instant, which is very uncommon for any species of flying wasp. So on the pain scale, I'm only gonna give it a 2 out of 10. Last but not least, the aftermath, which was a much more typical wasp sting reaction. The swelling and itching was mild, but it lasted for around 3 days. And honestly, once again, not nearly as bad as any other wasp I've ever been stung by. So for that, it only gets a 2.5 out of 10. giving the Costa Rican mud dabber an average BSI score of only a 2.7, which is the lowest I have given to any species since starting the BSI. Needless to say, this is one insect that you really don't need to worry about. All right, it is a beautiful day in New Zealand. We're here filming a couple projects, and I wasn't gonna come to New Zealand without doing one of the things that I've always wanted to do. That's right, today we're going zorbing. So what is zorbing, you might ask? Well, it appears pretty simple. Essentially, they stuff us into one of these inflatable balls, and then they roll us down a mountainside. What could go wrong? Mario, you wanna do this too?
I will not be zorbing because I get a little motion sick and I don't want to add any liquids to the water that's already in there. Good luck, dude.
Let's do it.
See ya.
First things first, we gotta get to the top of the hill. Let's go. I'm gonna be walking up this hill 3 times today because there are 3 courses. There's the fast track, which just goes straight down the hill. There's the zigzag, which, as you can tell by the name, zigs and zags. And then the last course, course number 3, is called the drop. Now I haven't seen this course, but I can kind of tell by the name. It includes some kind of free fall, and I figured that sounds like it's worth saving for last. So anyway, I'm at the top. I see the zorbs are about ready, and I'm about to get in and try my hand at one of New Zealand's favorite activities, zorbing.
All right, I figured I'd do a little bit of some play-by-play action. We got Mark up there. He's not in the ball yet. We've been waiting patiently. I'm anxious. I'm a bit nervous. I hope he accomplishes his dream. I'm just talking to the camera. Just talking to myself as usual. All right, this might be the moment. We've been here for over an hour. He's not in the ball yet. I think he's getting cold feet. I believe in you, Mark. You can do it. Get in that ball, bro. Get in that ball and roll down.
All right, how's it going? I'm Mark.
I'm Esther, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So you're gonna be the one controlling the ride today.
I'm gonna be the one kicking you down the hill, yep.
Do you literally just stomp me down?
Sometimes I do that, but
Okay.
I might have to push you because you're a little bit heavier.
I'm a little bit heavier. Well, I did have a big breakfast this morning. I hope that's what you mean. But why don't we go through the protocol here? Like, explain to us what is zorbing and what's the goal of the experience?
So if you ever wonder what it's like to be inside a washing machine,
I do wonder that.
well, here it is.
Am I gonna be clean when I get to the bottom?
Surely, yeah. Sometimes we can put soap in there so you get all nice and squeaky clean.
Oh,
Yep.
I think it's probably time that I get shoved inside this ball and you kick me down the mountain.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
High five.
Nice.
So here's what's gonna happen, guys. I'm about to dive into that hole, into this giant inflatable ball. It's not gonna pop, right? How often have you had them pop?
No, we haven't had any pop yet, but I always do a scope of the tracks every morning to make sure
Okay.
there's nothing on there to puncture it.
Did you scope it well today?
I did. I scoped it very well just for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. So here we go, guys. This is my first time getting into a zorb and getting kicked off a mountainside, and yeah, here we go. I'm in. It's a lot big echo in here. You hear that? Yeah. I kind of figured it would be a little claustrophobic, but yeah, there's a lot of room in here, a lot of headspace. This just got real. I'm about to go down a mountainside in this giant inflatable ball room thing. So I think I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's go zorbing. I'm ready. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh.
Oh man, I could hear him scream. I don't know if that screams of joy or fear, but he's rolling. He is rolling.
Whoa!
Oh buddy.
That is probably the coolest thing I've ever done.
That is insane.
Dream for you?
You need to do this.
I don't know about that.
You need to do this. This is super cool.
Intense.
Dude, it's very intense.
You're
it's way
right.
more intense than it looks.
Oh, you're supposed. Oh, dude, you're like a little baby. You just were born. Welcome
I
to the world.
absorbed, and now I am born. I'm born in the New Zealand way, the most epic fashion possible. I just went zorbing, and it was amazing. I'm ready to do it again. That was round 1. Now we're gonna go back to the top for course number 2, the zigzag. Here we go. Woo! Yes.
Mark just finished the first set of orbing. He came out a new man. He was all wet, steamy. I call it the orb of life. It's like a womb, and inside is water that's actually nutrients, and it gives it sustenance. So Mark is going for round 2.
Pretty cold up here. I just did my first zorb run. It was incredible. Now I'm doing run number 2. Let's get in the zorb and go for the zigzag. Here we go. Ready?
See ya.
Bye. Oh, here we go. Woo! Oh boy! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh man, that is so epic. I'm good, guys. Getting a little,
There goes all the juices out. Oh, just like a little baby. What's up, buddy?
Definitely get a little motion sick after that one. That one was way, way crazier. Hitting those edges of the zigzag is just like, whoosh, and just like flip you around. For a minute there, I was just like straight going backwards. I couldn't see where I was going. That was pretty disorienting. Whew. One more run so I can complete the tracks and get the full zorbing experience. One more run means one more run up the hill. Here we go.
And he's off in his wet socks.
There it is. Final zorb. I've got one more run to go, and this one is the most epic of all. It's called the drop. Can't even see the track, so I have no idea how big the drop is, but I've heard that people get completely suspended in air to the middle of the zorb, so should be pretty cool. Wish me luck, guys. 2 runs down, 1 to go. Hopefully I make it, and also get to keep my breakfast. A little more control so I can talk to you. Oh, you're still dark. Try to walk. Try to walk. Get up. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is just like a living Sonic walk. Oh, here we go. I think we're going down. Oh yeah, we're going down. We're going down. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! I'm good. Give me a minute. Getting a little sick, guys. I think 3 is my limit. 3 runs, 3 and done. That was crazy intense. I had to get up and walk the ball to the drop. And I just saw the path get dark and the ball went zing right down the mountainside. And that was definitely the fastest I've gone all day. That was crazy. I couldn't even hold the GoPro up at one point. And yeah, that was nuts. Oh, Broke the tripod. Shoot. Oh well. I'm getting out. That was Zorby, guys. That was awesome. Thanks, New Zealand. See you next time.
Born again.
I'm free.
Was the third time the charm
That
or
was
no?
ridiculous, guys. That one was crazy. Woo! All right, guys. Well, that about does it. We had the full Zorbing experience today here in Zorb, New Zealand. Even broke the tripod on the last run. In total, we did 3 runs. They were all amazing, and I highly recommend you come check out Zorbing if you ever make it to New Zealand. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. Whew, gotta dry off.